morning. And welcome to the Emerson Universalist Congregation of Marietta, Georgia. And am I on or not? Not yet. I'm not on the microphone yet. Microphone. It's on.
Let's try the button.
The button says green. Have we got anything? Somebody's not working. Just check.
Well, we have to wait so that we can tell the people at home.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, is it?
So we have to wait so that the people at home can hear too. So, in the meantime, let's see. Anybody have a good joke?
I can tell when I don't think it'd be very good.
Oh, don't do that.
What the heck happened? We don't have anything. Okay, now everybody can hear me. And welcome to the Emerson Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Marietta, Georgia. It's so good for everybody to be here, whether you're here in person or online. My name is Michael Myers, and I'm your fumbling associate this morning. Our minister, Christina Branum-Martin, is in the pulpit today, sitting right there, showing a nice, pretty face. We are gifted today with our music of our choir, our leader, Kathy Middleton, our pianist, the great Bruce King, our stellar tellers, and the AV team, which is invaluable, considering I don't have a microphone otherwise. We are so grateful for everyone who's involved in today's service. Whoever you are, wherever you are in your life journey, you are welcome here. Whomever you love, wherever you were born, whatever language you speak, you are welcome here. Whatever your skin color, whatever your class background, whatever your range of abilities, you are welcome here. We are so glad that you chose our congregation as your place of worship this morning. We come together for worship in order to slow down and listen for the callings of our hearts, our spirits. We come together for worship so that we can be reminded of our highest aspirations and continue to transform ourselves into our better selves. If you're joining us for the first time this morning, welcome. After this service, we will gather for coffee and social connection in the fellowship room down the hall and to the right, which will end up right behind us. Please join us. Our chalice light of the day this morning is Melanie Bodiford. Now we pause to light our chalice as a symbol of our shared Unitarian Universalism faith with these words. Whether you are from the south, the east, the north, or the west, whether you were born into this faith, found it, or it found you, whether you feel at home or are still trying to find your place, whether you believe in God, an open mystery, or still have no idea, whether you're unemployed, underemployed, cobbling things together, overworking, or in school, whether you're hoarding anxiety, grief, confusion, anger, hope, restlessness, or deep peace, Unitarian Universalism has a place for you. It is right here, and this chalice is for you. In the spirit of love and beloved community, let's share our congregational affirmation. We need not think alike to love alike. Now let's greet and welcome each other to this new day. Those in the sanctuary, feel free to move around and greet each other. Those online, please use the chat to introduce yourself.
Opening words and then the hymn.
Well, we can do that. That's why I brought it. Our opening words this morning are from Truth of the Heart by Melissa Etheridge. Deep down inside, I think we're all the same. Try not to judge someone and never shame. I truly believe that people are good. They just want hope and respect and to be understood. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's strange. But the truth of the heart is that people can change. Yes, there are dangers and there is shadows and there are fear inside the dark. It has powered countries and born religion. Fear can never rule the heart. My father's burden, my mother's reign, my own desires, my sister's pain. Each soul has run along this road, and each one has carried their own heavy load. There is no magic. There are no secrets. We all begin this race at the start, and I have come this far with the truth of the heart. Aho. And now, time to sing our opening hymn, number 407 in the gray hymnal. We're going to sit at the welcome table. In celebration, let us join together in song. Please rise in body or voice as we sing together.
Now is the time that we pause and reflect on matters of the heart. Thank you, Bellamy, for placing the stones. For this morning's ritual, we have water and we have river stones. The stones are smooth and the stones have weight. They're indicative of both life's pleasures and times of ease, as well as life's burdens and times of heaviness. The water receives these stones with ease and with calm. Each week, you are invited to write a joy, a sorrow, or a concern in this book, which is back on the podium back there, or email it to pastoralcare@emersonuu.org to be read today. And if you're online, we invite you to recreate this ritual at home. You place a stone in a bowl of water to honor what is deep in your heart. And we begin by placing 4 stones. The first is in honor of the Cherokee and Muskogee nations of indigenous people who lived here before us. The second is for those wrongly enslaved who labored on this land. The third is for all those killed or injured by gun violence in this country. And the fourth is for all those hurting in current conflicts and wars that rage across our globe. And within our community, we start with a joy for our Reverend Christina. She has obtained full fellowship from the Unitarian Universalist Association. It's like getting tenure, and it's a process of 12 years. So we celebrate her. And we have another joy. Congratulations to Sally Riddle. She received the important honor of Living the Dream Award from the Cobb County chapter of the NAACP for nonpartisan work in the community. Congratulations, Sally. And another joy from Debbie Ballou, who tells us, my firstborn, Emery Colvin, will start a new job on February 10th in Washington State, and that Deb is going to Oregon on Tuesday to help organize for the move. And Gail Passo asked for our prayers as she undergoes surgery tomorrow. And the Johns family tells us that on Wednesday, Catherine's father suffered a stroke. He's doing well and recovering, and we are all grateful that his symptoms are mild, and we all pray that it doesn't happen again and that his recovery is quick and easeful. And in thankful awareness, let's say together the Buddhist prayer of loving kindness. Please share the words that are on the screen. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be free from harm and suffering. May we all be well in body, mind, and heart. May we all be at peace. Blessed be.
One way we put our prayer of loving kindness into action is by partnering with other organizations who work to bring love, kindness, and justice into the world. Our Share the Basket partner for January is Georgia Interfaith Power and Light, GIPL for short. GIPL is an interfaith environmental nonprofit whose mission is to engage communities of faith in the stewardship of our natural environment as a direct expression of our faith and as a religious response to global climate change, resource depletion, environmental injustice, pollution, and other disruptions in the natural world. We are pleased to acknowledge the strong connections Emerson has had with GIPL for more than a decade. GIPL has been a consistent source of inspiration for us, and we explore the connections between our spiritual lives and our care for the environment. With GIPL's encouragement, Emerson has become a greener congregation, helping us reduce our use of electricity, conserve water, and completely eliminate our use of natural gas in the building. We fully support GIPL's works and the faith communities throughout Georgia. The basket will now be passed. For those in the sanctuary, as the basket is passed, please feel free to offer a donation or check in your order of service for other ways to give. For those online, go to emersonuu.org and select the Giving tab to donate. All donations, unless otherwise specified, are shared equally between Emerson and our partner organization.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Christina Branum-Martin, and it is so good to be with you this morning. And we have something really wonderful to celebrate today. So I invite Wynn Scow and Millie Fuller to come forward to help me with welcoming new members to Emerson. In this book are names and bios and stories about people who are joining us today, and two are at home with COVID, unfortunately. But the rest, we welcome in person today, and we welcome you with a rose and a big smile, and maybe even a hug if I catch you later. I want to read the names of those who I invite to come forward. And then when you come forward, you can stand right here, and Wynn will offer a rose. Or Millie, or whoever would like to do it. First, I would like to invite up Christina Barnett. Oh, and bring your book. It's got words on the back that we need for the ceremony later. Jeannie Tomanek. Stratton, Washington. We'll do that in just a minute, Millie. We're going to do the words first, okay? Heather Abbott Lynn and Cody Whalen are home, and they'll be feeling better soon. I appreciate that they might be online, so welcome. Roby Mitchell. And Jeff and Jamie Culpepper. Judy Smith. Sam Neely and Reddy Shaw. Mary Frances Engel. Meredith Morgan. Ralph and Sally Sell. What a wonderful group of people. All together, 15 new members. One more? All right. Choosing to become a member of a Unitarian Universalist congregation is an act of love. It is an act of love for the world itself. It is a way to declare that you affirm the values that we share as Unitarian Universalists: pluralism, equity, transformation, generosity, justice, and interdependence. And all of these are centered in the action of loving. We are so delighted that you are here with us today, and we invite Wynn now to come and help us with our ceremony.
So, new members, we are going to say, does everybody have access to one of these?
And I brought extras.
Yeah, okay, good. So let us recite, and then the congregation will respond, the congregational response. We enter and possibility in our hearts, pledging to participate in and support the ministries of this congregation. We covenant to remain true to the spirit of love that flows through us and guides us. We seek your welcome as we join you in this faith. We are all connected. And congregation, we will respond. We welcome you as once we were welcomed. We seek to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision. We seek to be supportive, not only when you reach out to us in courage, but also when you need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals, and when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey. We are all connected. And now, new members, if you would come and sign our book officially and get your new name tag, which is blue, signifying that you are now a member.
Welcome.
I think I think 15 new members is a new record, at least in modern history.
What do you think, Michael? We'll just give it a few minutes and then invite Noel to come up? All right. Our Director of Family Ministries is coming forward to invite the young and young at heart to come forward for a story.
Good morning. Come on up, the young and the young at heart. We have a great story today. All right. Our story today is about inclusion and what if you have a different way of doing and seeing and being in the world. So the story today is called This Is How We Play, a celebration of disability and adaptation. We sing, learn, sign. We stem, dance, crawl. Grown-ups, siblings, cousins, all having a ball. Sitting, rolling, running, wheels, walkers, and feet. Silly altogether, these moments are so sweet. With love and adaptation, this is how we play. My mama likes to explore with me. I help drive her chair down by the sea. I spy something white, shiny, and small, a shell for her house to hang on the wall. Blush for your cheeks, shadow for your eyes, red on your lips, a sparkle surprise, because you know I like glitter. You'll help me and I'll help you. I look so pretty, and you do too. We gather sticks and leaves together to keep fairies dry in rainy weather. An acorn hat is a cup for tea. Daddy's cane, the perfect tree. First it's your move, and then it's mine, bishop in a diagonal line. Way to go, that's very clever. You got my queen faster than ever. Look up at those planets, shining bright, stars and comets light the night. Our telescope shows something new. I love exploring space with you. With love and adaptation, this is how we play. Some days, bodies are not much fun. They hurt and ache and can't jump or run. Days like these, we love to cuddle, read our stories, nap, and snuggle. Zoom, zoom! We're racing round the track. I take the curves while looking back. We're both so fast, the win is mine. Sister cheers as we cross the line. The crowd cheers, I leap so high. My jump shot launches towards the sky. Grandpa smiles, good job, champ. The whole team does a victory dance. Bearing shields and magic cloaks, holding hands, we cross the moat. Then dash inside our cozy cave. The dragons say, we're very brave. With love and adaptation, this is how we play. Blowing kisses from the screen, we paint Mom's pictures blue and green. Oh, sweet artist, my love bugs. When she's away, we miss her hugs. Ding and bounce, the light shines bright, sparkle shapes come into sight. Brother rolls it back to me, slow and steady. 1, 2, 3. We love to go to Auntie's house. A nurse is there to help her out. We act in stories and put on shows. We know she loves to watch us grow. At the end of every single day, Mama strums and sings and plays. My brothers and I pick out a song. Even my puppy sings along. Telling stories with our hands. Heroes clever, brave, and grand. Kids, signs Dad, it's time for bed. More play tomorrow, you sleepy heads. We tuck our tired bodies in and pull the covers to our chins. With love and adaptation, this is how we... All right. Just so that you know, there are 2 ladies who wrote this story. Their names are Jessica Slice and Carolina Cup, and she didn't feel like there were enough stories out there about people with disabilities. And so she interviewed all the families in these stories. All the people you saw were real people. So, all right, shall we sing? Oh, yes. Okay, shall we sing our song of dedication? Are you ready? Okay.
What a full service it is already. But I'd like to invite you now to take a moment to take a breath, to feel yourself supported in the chair, that you sit. And feel grounded on this earth by placing your feet on the floor and feeling the earth support you. As we enter into a time of prayer and meditation, I am reminded that there are as many ways to pray as there are people on this earth. Yet what we have in common is that prayers and meditations are the dreams of our deepest longings of our heart brought into consciousness. Spirit of all life, in a week of winter storms, raging fires, and the reality of direct threats to the lives and livelihoods of many in this country, we come to this sanctuary in an effort to simply make sense of it all. And here, we come seeking belonging. We hunger to know and be known, to feel at home with others, and to sink into the deep and abiding embrace of community. We come here seeking to feel the strength of a mooring that connects us to something greater than we alone can find, a stronger hope, a more enduring faith, and a home for our souls and our dreams. Spirit of all life, today we welcomed new members, and we celebrate our longtime members and the happenings of their lives. And in so doing, we remember that we need each other. Let us not take these ties lightly. Help us. Help us always to behold the goodness that is in each of us. And nudge us to be kind partners in the work of becoming our best selves. Open us so wide that our souls find true communion in our gatherings here each week. May we remember that we join in a long heritage of fellowship that calls us to minister to one another and the larger world. The presence of each and every one of us matters here. What we do in the world matters. So may we share of ourselves genuinely and spend our lives passionately and give of our hearts completely. Let's take a moment to be silent together. Amen, and may it be so. Thank you so much for that lovely song. And it's a song that makes me think that it was quite appropriate for a day where we welcome so many new members. This week and next week, we'll be exploring the themes of inclusion and belonging. In many ways, two sides of a coin that help us to become a community together. And this week as we welcomed new members, and next week as we dedicate this community to helping be there for families and children in our children's dedication, these themes are so important. The overarching question is, what does it mean for a congregation to strive to be inclusive, radically welcoming, and truly hospitable? Well, let me explore this with a story. The Teal hymnal, which I had next to me, but it's not there. Let's see. Show me a Teal hymnal.
Here's one.
Oh, here we go. I got one. Well, this Teal hymnal came out in 2005. And at the Unitarian Universalist congregation where I was a member in Houston, I was singing in the choir, and we were so excited. The new music brought in voices of diverse expression, of new thoughts, new styles, new languages. And I remember being thrilled to learn new songs. And one of the songs was a really energetic piece. And its title, still printed in the book, was Standing on the Side of Love. It was written by the Unitarian Universalist composer Jason Shelton. What is important to know about the story of this song is how the title and the lyrics changed over time. It is now answering the call of love. It is important to know that people with physical disabilities heard and sang the original title and refrain, Standing on the Side of Love, and felt that it was an overt expression of ableism. It left them feeling excluded. And the composer heard rumblings of this and tried to explain the origins of the phrase to let people know about how it came to be. We have a Unitarian Universalist magazine called The World, and he wrote a story in the magazine about the song. He was hoping to give context. Shelton wrote about that he first heard the phrase spoken by then Unitarian Universalist President Bill Sinkford in 2004. Shelton was sitting in a meeting with Bill Sinkford at the UUA headquarters when word came that President George W. Bush had called for a constitutional amendment banning same-sex marriage. Sinkford took the call from a reporter right away. His response was, "We, as Unitarian Universalists, are standing on the side of love." Shelton started scribbling notes in his book, and lyrics came to mind right away. He said it was like the song just kind of jumped out of the walls. It was one of the most powerful, sacred, and creative moments I have ever experienced as a composer and songwriter. Then the song became an anthem sung at state capitals across the country for the movement of marriage equality. It became a rallying cry when Unitarian Universalists were thrown in jail in 2010 in Phoenix alongside immigrants demonstrating for their rights during what was called Justice GA, General Assembly, in 2012. And the UUA's policy, a public advocacy campaign named for it, was calling itself Standing on the Side of Love. It became a slogan a slogan for what was known and emblazoned in yellow, like the yellow and heart that I'm wearing today. Many were moved by the phrase and the song, and yet still, the voices of disabled people were silenced. The voices of those saying, "This phrase doesn't suit my understanding of being a part of this movement," were not heard. And over the years, the rumblings continued and became louder. And then, a ministerial colleague at that time, named Reverend Teresa Soto, spelled out for all of our denomination how ableist language made her feel as a person. She has cerebral palsy and has many mobility limitations. She is also a wonderful speaker, a person with a big heart, and a fantastic poet. I've read her poetry from this pulpit before. Soto was in a procession of ministers that day receiving fellowship. And she used a sign as a metaphor to make sense of what was happening. That conference that year had a theme. It was walking towards justice. The theme was woven into the homilies and readings and hymns, and that Sunday service, as all the ministers, including Reverend Soto in her chair, held out a sign that said, "Ouch." Every time the metaphor of standing or walking or moving was said. This action was bold and simple and clear. And for all who witnessed it, including the composer of the song, it was like an aha moment. It was, "I have not been listening. This is important." So 2 months later, after seeing the ouch sign, Shelton announced that he had changed the words to "answering the call to love." He explained that the vowels and the syllables all lined up, and he believed that this new wording still held the context of the movement. Well, the change was certainly welcome and celebrated by many in the disability community. And upon hearing it for the first time with the new lyrics, someone who also used a power wheelchair shared that the old word "standing" meant that you didn't see that I was in the room. And that's where the pain comes from, she said, not from the words themselves, but the thoughtlessness that is reinforced and repeated in cases where perhaps the lift doesn't work. Or maybe you have to enter through a different door. Or maybe even through the kitchen. Or you can't be present on the floor where everyone else is standing without a lot of extra effort. She said, "We need to have a movement that acknowledges that there are many different people in the room, some who cannot hear, some who cannot see clearly, and that's why we use the microphone. And that's why we have large hymnals with large print if needed. And there are those who need to take in information differently. And so we repeat things and we print them on the backs of our order of service as needed." These are just examples of how we try to accommodate. I was wondering, do you mind bringing up the sign for me that's in the foyer that we put in the front? I meant to get it as a prop, and I forgot. As we wait for that sign, I'll explain that it has been important to me as I am a minister here that we say to anyone walking through these doors that our efforts are to welcome you. Children can go to the nursery if they need to. Children can also stay with their families if they want to. If you have a guide dog, they are welcome. We're working to add the number of headsets for those who need assisted hearing. We are using a room in the back for anyone who needs it, who perhaps doesn't feel comfortable in a big crowd, or maybe doesn't want to be touched and needs extra space. Both of these rooms in the back have speakers that you can turn on so you can hear what's happening here in the sanctuary. These are just some of the ways that we can be inclusive, offer hospitality and true welcoming. There it is. So, this is a reminder that this is to be right in front as we enter the doors. Welcome to Emerson. All are welcome here. We have wheelchair accessible seating, amplified listening devices, which we need more of, a quiet room to view the worship service, a room with rocking chairs for parents and babies to view the worship services, gender-neutral bathrooms, a nursery for young people. We welcome service animals. And if there is something else you need today, let one of the greeters know so we can help. It is important that if somebody says they are feeling pain or rejection, our next question is to ask, what can we learn from that hurt? And how can we make space for change? Our job, the writer Angel Kyoto Williams Sensei says, is to figure out how to stretch so that the margins can broaden our understanding and allow us to learn how to be more inclusive. And this is important. Inclusivity is not how do we make a part of what we are for you, but how do we become more understanding of who you are. The story of the song ends positively. A year later, at the next General Assembly, the composer shared the new name, the lyrics, and taught it to a crowd of delegates of 2,000 and more, and the room sang with music. And the delegates who were representing all the congregations voted overwhelmingly in response to a resolution that was presented by Reverend Soto to change the name formally in the book to Answering the Side of Love. And that campaign that originally was Standing on the Side of Love is now called Side with Love. Yes, these are small word changes, yet they come from a place of deep caring. And we have much work to do in our own congregations to become accessible. We have much to do to consider issues of disability and inclusion, and here at Emerson, I understand that we need editing and additions to our website, for example, for those who have sight issues and need to be able to have voice reading of what's on the screen. We need additional hearing devices, and we need to raise the money to buy those. We need to consider ways that we have physical access to all the spaces in this building and in our parking lot, and even this space. These projects and changes are certainly limited to space and budget, but they are also important that we listen and make choices accordingly of how we move forward as a community. Next week, we will continue this discussion about inclusion and belonging, and some of our fellow Emerson members will talk about their own experiences of feeling welcome or perhaps not feeling welcome fully. Our task as a religious community is to listen and to make space for what we can learn. Our religious ideals of inclusion and belonging may be challenged, and may we hopefully be stretched and ultimately strengthened. There's a phrase, preemptive radical inclusion, that was written about by religious educator C.B. Beale. C.B. says, radical inclusion done preemptively is a practice. It's a habit. It's a learning in advance of what will help others feel included so that they can feel like they belong and have worth. This is the doorway to justice. C.B. Beale says, taking actions in advance which center the needs of the marginalized help us all to move towards beloved community. It is really about putting love into practice, the core of who we are and the values that we share. And Beale continues, if justice is what love looks like in public, then inclusion is what love looks like among groups. This may be hard work, learning how to include all. But I close with this quote by Reverend Rosemary Bray McNatt, who reminds us that there is no justice. If there is no justice, there will be no peace. And we can read Thoreau and Emerson to one another. We can quote Rilke and Alice Walker and Howard Thurman, and we can think good and noble thoughts about ourselves. But if we cannot bring justice into the small circle of our lives together, then we cannot even hope to bring justice to the world beyond our walls. And if we do not bring justice to the world, none of us is safe and none of us will survive. She finishes, nothing that Unitarian Universalists need to do is more important than making justice real, here and where we are. Hard as diversity is, it is our most important task. May we listen today, next week, and in all the days to come with open hearts and open minds, and may we love fully and bring about justice and really, truly be a place of inclusiveness and belonging for all. Let's sing Answering the Call of Love. It's number 1014 in the Teal hymnal, which has the old words, because it hasn't been reprinted. Oh, somebody put new words in that one. How amazing. Fantastic. The words will also be projected. Thank you.
Truth in our hearts is
Thank you. The closing words today are by Reverend Dr. David Breeden. Let's be the welcome we crave, our hearts, our arms outstretched. Let's embody radical welcome, unquestioning love. Let's be the welcome we crave, deeply hearing voices and hearts. Let's be the welcome we crave, enriching and understanding, and let us embody the community together. And Bellamy will join us now as we extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again.
Stole your words.
Yeah, I know you stole my words. For our announcements, please join us for a number of second-hour activities today. They should be on the back of your order of service that you're given. Also, please RSP for the invitation or installation of Reverend Christina Branum-Martin as our newly settled minister on Saturday, March 1st. See ways to RSVP on the back of the order of service. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I tried to write it in there. One of the things happening today is engage and involve in community that is hosted by the Committee on Healthy Ministry, and they wanted to make sure you knew about that.
And it's going to be in room 209, which is upstairs,
Yes, thank you.
which the best way is to go to the staircase on the back right. As our service ends, go in peace and take peace wherever you go. Thank you. Yeah, she's gonna steal the words. It's like so much is funny.
Amen.